Hello. Hopefully this is working. Welcome back to my amazing stream. I didn't stream yesterday because I was doing some serious soul searching about the Bevy switch, the Bevy game engine switch for this project. And I'll talk about that in a second. Anyways, today, a lot of people probably don't know, I work on a startup called Housekey. We do, basically we amalgamate property data from, well, the goal is eventually to catalog all property data in the way that Wikipedia like kind of catalogs all knowledge. We're doing that for like all property data we can find. So if you're interested in that for some reason, just go to housekey.ca. It only has Canadian data so far. Hang on, there's like a hair on my monitor. Cat sitting the neighbor's cat, and magically there's hair on everything now. So you can just type any address, click it. Wow, look at all this information. Lots of information on this property, all sorts of stuff. We basically want to have information on every single property in the world, so that's what I work on day to day. It's my company, it's my startup, so I'm the CEO of that. And to blow off some steam after a day of programming a system that catalogs all the data for every property in the world, I love to make multiplayer FPS games, apparently. So, yeah. What am I going to talk about here? Okay, soul searching. Actually, I guess we can play music for this part. How loud is this? It seems about right. Soul searching for the Bevy engine switch. I thought about it. Few problems. So, switching to Bevy would be my dream. Obviously, in the last streams, I've been ranting about Godot and how I don't like the architecture of it. The issue being that the multiplayer stuff for Bevy, I learned something. I was looking at YouTube videos. I learned something about multiplayer games and selling them. Apparently, people don't like when someone can host or join a multiplayer game with a stranger where the IPs are shown. So, actually, I'll just kind of draw this, I guess. Scala draw. Okay, so there's different ways to do multiplayer. I want to be lazy because what you'll find, multiplayer is not a trivial problem to solve, and you're probably going to spend most of your time on multiplayer. If you're making a game and you are not very experienced, and like I probably shouldn't really be touching either, multiplayer is going to be a big time sink. It just, like, the nature of it is a complex problem to solve. It will take time to solve it, but there's various ways you can do multiplayer, and they're going to be more sophisticated or less sophisticated, basically more technical, less technical, more complex, less complex. So the way I want to do it, lazy way. Lazy way is amazing, and it's kind of like what we have now. Here's host. Okay, yeah, this is great. Here's host. Host likes clients. So we're just sending random information to clients. I don't even probably need to draw this. Oh, look, I can just see that. That's cool. I can also spell it right. So here's a client, and they just talk back and forth. You'll see from this incredible diagram that there's a two-way communication going here. This is what we have now in the game in Godot. So this is the just like, I don't know what you'd call it, server authoritative way, I guess. I don't know exactly what you call this. There's someone who does this kind of networking would know the exact name of this. But basically, they know each other. These computers actually are talking right to each other. And that means that they are sending messages over the internet to a specific IP. Apparently that's frowned upon, because technically with an IP, you can locate where someone is to, I don't know what the accuracy of it would be, like maybe to a neighborhood if you're lucky. I'm not sure exactly how accurate IPs are in all regions, but you get an idea of at least probably what city someone's in. I guess that's not cool. I don't know. I personally wouldn't give a shit. People on the internet give a shit about all sorts of things, and apparently that's something they give a shit about. So there was some game that did something like this and then got in trouble for it, probably because it was quite a popular game or something. I don't know. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go to the work of remaking all this shit in Bevy, I'm going to do like proper networking and stuff, And like the problem with that is like the stream would get really boring because it would just be me programming netcode for probably months on end. Like it would actually be a huge task. And also it involves a lot of it would be a weird stream because I'd basically have another server set up like beside me that you wouldn't really see, and it would be like running everything, and like it would be a whole thing. So here's like more of a proper way. Because like basically apparently if you do this, like you can't really sell the game because people complain about the visible IP addresses. So this is basically not monetizable due to that technical issue. Unless you don't care if people yell at you, I imagine the Steam store may remove you for this. Like it may violate a policy. I would not be surprised at all if it did. So the proper way is the host is well, I guess this is like you and you're in the game. So like that's this is like host separate computer, separate computer, that's probably descriptive enough. Okay, so you have this, and you can still kind of do this, but like you're basically you're not really gaining much doing it this way, where you have the host talking right to the clients. You could just simply route them through. You could have this be like a relay, and you could just do it like a semi-lazy way where you just take this and you just stuff this relay. I should really learn to just double-click the box and type in it. Relay, so it's attached to the box. You can just stuff this in here, and then you have like you've hidden the IP addresses, and that's probably okay. But then again, you know, it's still more complex and everything. So what I would probably do is like I'd have a server. And then the server, like everyone would just talk to the server. So we'd have client. Client U is the same as anybody else, except they're just other people, right? So this is how you should kind of do it. But this is a lot of work and infrastructure costs and everything. So it's like you're looking at a step up in complexity, switching from this to this. And this is not fun to make because it's a lot of work on things you don't see. So it's going to be like a very boring stream to make a game like that. However, like if you were going to monetize a game, you kind of have to do something more like this. Like you have to do something more sophisticated than this, apparently. One way I could get around this and still possibly make money. Most games don't make money. I looked it up today. Apparently it's like 96% don't make money. I'm very lazy, so I would be very doubtful my game will make any money. You could just be like, I'm not putting this on Steam store. I should probably type correctly. On the Steam store, I will just charge 20 for the executables. People will play with friends. Okay, so this is a potential option. You can do this. The issue with this is you now have no distribution. So, like, I don't even know what marketplace you could use besides Steam, so you're kind of like trapped in a monopolistic situation. You either put it on Steam and have it be visible to, you know, the gaming community, or you have to do your own grassroots marketing campaign. And I'm not saying you can't do this and have it work. If your game's good enough, it doesn't matter where you put it, people will find it. Like, people still are finding ways to install Flappy Bird, right? So you could just do this. However, if you're going to try and make a living off of this, like, I wouldn't go anywhere near recommending that. I wouldn't recommend trying to make a living in video games or music. I think they're much better pastimes at this point than anything you'd ever want to depend on for money. Like, if you have as much experience as I do, which is not a tremendous amount of video games, but I'm a decent programmer and I know a lot about Photoshop, 3D work, and a bunch of shit. Just peripherally through my life, I've done a bunch of it over the years. And like, I would put my odds of making money on a video game at about 0. Like, you have to dump years into a video game to make it the quality that people would expect. And you're kind of like buying, you can imagine as you're buying 2-year long lottery tickets, basically. It's like YouTube videos. It's like, you know what's easier than making a video game that goes viral? Making a YouTube video that goes viral. Can you make a YouTube video that goes viral? Probably not. There are very few people who can. And sometimes it happens by luck, but there are some people who can do it repeatedly. And if you look at the people who make video games, you see the same phenomenon. Most people can't make a video game that anyone plays. Some people, for whatever reason, seem to be able to make video game after video game that everyone plays. I can't explain that phenomenon, but I highly doubt that I am one of those people, as I am also unable to make viral YouTube videos, generally. Maybe if I tried for the rest of my life, I might accidentally make one, but I wouldn't. I have no idea how people systematize it or do it every time. It blows my mind people can do that. They might just be like, I don't even know what you call them, boffins or phenoms of that. They just see things differently. They just, for some reason, can sense what will work and what won't. Anyways, so I don't really want to do this. It'll take forever, this server doing this. It's not going to be very fun for people to watch, and really, like, it's not, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's a lot of work for me to put into something that I think is a bad bet. I don't think the video game will make money. I don't want to spend this much time. And of course you could argue, it's like, well, if you're not going to spend the time, of course it's not going to make money, because then you can't put it in the Steam store. I don't care. I know 96% of games that go in the Steam store do not make money anyway. And I know my competition is 25-year-olds who are very good at making video games, have nothing but time. And are like, you get a few shots. Like, if you look at that project I showed you earlier, like, that's my shot. Like a moonshot, basically. It's like, you can do things that take the span of years, but you can only do a few of them. Video game competition is rough. A lot of people want to do it. No one wants to catalog every fucking property in the world, right? So if I'm a betting man, which I am, I'm gonna stick with, let's catalog all the properties in the world and be the only person doing that, rather than let me try and make a video game and compete with 25-year-olds who absolutely love video game and are spending years on their video games. Whereas I'm just like doing it on stream just to kind of educate people and just to learn some things. So, you know, pick your battles and stuff like that. Music as well. Like, I've been involved in music for a long time. I know people who have dedicated their entire life to music and got nowhere. It's a harsh environment. Like, if you really want to make music, you really want to make video games, absolutely do it, but find the fulfillment in the actual creation of the medium, not in the results, because the results, like, for 1 out of 100 people, they'll achieve something tangible. It could be like 1 out of 10,000 even. And you get a lot of survivorship bias in that area, where it looks like more people are successful at making video games because you see the ones making channels that are successful at it, and you don't see the people making channels being like, hey, I made 3 video games in a row that didn't sell anything. And even if they did, no one would watch it because people don't listen to people who can't do something, basically, right? Like, because he's like, I don't want to learn what not to do. I'm not going to learn from this guy who's talking about, you know, never selling a video game. You know, it's like people go to famous music producers. They don't go to, like, failed music producers. That's just a thing in every single industry. People look for experience and proof that someone can do something. Anyways, that's probably a tangent. So what we're going to do now, we're going to resume work on the Godot one that actually works, not the one where I was moving everything into the single file, like trying to architect it a way that I'm more comfortable with, that didn't work anyway. We'll just go with what Godot does, because one benefit of doing that, like, is that the tutorials will be made, like, the tutorials are made for that approach. So if you're trying to learn things and follow tutorials, if I start bending the approach and, like, putting everything in one file, I have to manipulate every tutorial that I need to reference to use that new way, which I think is a trade-off I would easily take, but it's just something to be aware of anyway. Like, when you choose to do things in a non-conventional way or a different way than other people are doing them, you potentially lose documentation, like your access to tutorials and documentation, and that is a huge issue, especially when you're learning things. And if you don't really know what you're doing, you should probably do it the way everyone else is doing it. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to make a few sound effects for the game, just because I think that's a good thing to do. We'll need a couple. And we'll just continue making the game and see how far we kind of get with how we were making it. Because I thought about it, like, the video game's not going to be that complex, I don't think. Like, I plan to just keep it as simple as possible so it actually gets done. One issue is a lot of people never finish anything because they don't know what scope creep is and they don't know what feature creep is and all that stuff, and they're not scared enough of complexity. I think that's a sign of, like, an amateur person that creates things, is they have no fear of complexity. It means they don't know anything. Like, they're just out to lunch, basically, on how things get built. If you look at don't know if you've ever seen like the midwit meme and stuff. Like the midwit meme is like pretty good at explaining that. Like an expert, like a new beginner programmer's like, I'm going to program this as simply as possible. And then the expert programmer's like, I'm going to program this as simply as possible. And then in the middle, there's all this like, you know what, I'm going to use all these like amazing programming patterns. I'm going to have like a Q bus and shit, and it's going to be like doing all this stuff and microservices and shit flying around everywhere. And like that doesn't, like, that's not what you want. That's not where you want to be. And I think there's a great site about that called like Grug Dev. Yeah, like this is like, should be your Bible basically to everything to do with programming or even life in general. So obviously this is a satire kind of blog post written as a developer named Grug, and Grug is obviously extremely scared of complexity, and it's written in the style of caveman because they're saying basically it's like you should be a caveman programmer, you should keep it as simple as you can. There is innate complexity that comes out of software projects. The project and the architecture itself will always be complex, and you don't want to square your complexity. You want to keep everything as simple as possible so you don't have complexity on complexity, which is exponentially more difficult for your brain to understand. And when you're working on any kind of project like a game that will almost necessarily be quite large, like if you're trying to make anything that would end up on the Steam store, it's going to be somewhat complex, even the menu systems, remapping controls, etc. Like, it's necessarily complex, so don't make it harder than it needs to be, because it'll become impossible or too slow to work on to ever finish. You can see that a lot. Actually, one of the best guys for that. Like, I love this guy, but he even knows it. He knows that he's doing it wrong, and he continues to do it. I think he's learned. But like, his name's Randy. He's an Australian game dev. He's hilarious. He's a great dude. But he keeps rewriting the game. He's been working on it for 5 years. And like, he did, to his credit, he started programming like right when he started making the game or whatever. So he's probably a pretty good dev now, but like, he never has finished a game as far as I know, like, or like a serious game or serious project. And he knows that he keeps rewriting everything. He talks about it, but like, this is where you end up. It's like, you can even be a great game dev. He's probably better than I am. He has much more experience in the domain than I do. And get nothing done. Like, it's quite strange. So that's like how much you should fear complexity. You might become the greatest game dev in the world that never makes a game. So be aware of that. That's definitely a real thing that happens to many, many people, especially people who try and make MMORPGs or something at the start. It's fun to try it. It's a cool project to try, and because like you learn a lot about networking or whatever. Like, it's interesting. But then the amount of work that it is will absolutely crush you. My friend and I, we did that for fun. We were just trying to figure out the basics of an MMO, and we created some basic tests. I actually have some videos of them somewhere. But like, when we had the 20-kilometer square world, we were looking at like how long it would take to populate it with objects so that like it would even be interesting, and like it would have taken us like the rest of our lives to even do that. To like write enough quests that you'd actually like run into people and stuff. Like 20 square kilometers is a huge landscape. So yeah, there's all sorts of interesting content challenges with MMOs because they're just so big. The content alone would take forever to make. Hey, look, it's me. Nice. Yep. So that's a little bit about random stuff. So what I want to do now is probably make some sound effects. I made this song thing. I actually just saved it as a new project because I'm going to make some sound effects for the game here. If you don't want to make sound effects, there seems to be a great site here called Kenny. I've never used it, but it looks awesome. Like, this would save so much time. So they have some sound effects and everything that you can download, which is pretty cool. And I could just do that if I was sane, but I'll just make my own for no reason. Oh, what's an RPG audio? Apparently those are RPG specific sounds. I'm not sure exactly how, but they are. And it all seems to be Creative Commons stuff, right? So that's pretty handy. UI stuff and everything as well. That's another thing in Bevy is like, if you're doing UI in Bevy, like that stuff probably takes a lot longer because you have to do it all in code because there's no GUI to just set that stuff up. So that would probably be one of the things that would take you longer in Bevy is UI versus Godot or something that has kind of a UI solution built into it. And working on UI is not the funnest, but yeah. So I'll just make some sounds just because it's kind of fun. It might be interesting for people to see how Foley, it's called Foley work when you do sound effects for cartoons or movies or video games. In the video game industry, they tend to call it sound design for some reason, I believe. They don't seem to call it Foley, but I believe it's called Foley work in movies still. I don't know. I think it was named after someone named Foley or something, the first guy that did it. Foley work is basically like, well, actually, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. The song is pretty much the same as a couple streams ago. It changed a little bit, but it's pretty similar. I think this is, like, I did change it a bit after the stream, but it's almost the same. Anyways, that's in a whole other project, so we'll use that. That'll be the song in the game, or the first one that we just use. Now we'll make some sound effects for our game. So there's 3 sound effects I can think of that I need. Yeah, so we'll make a track, we'll record. Oh, jeez. All right, I don't need to monitor myself. One is going to be place brick, one's going to be remove brick, and then one's going to be change the distance that the brick is going to be placed. So 3 sound effects that we need for now. So maybe for place brick, we'll do. Hang on, I might need to like actually adjust this mic a bit. Well, I don't really give a shit if sounds are great or not. Technically, you don't want to clip your mic like this. I don't really know why it's clipping. Clipping your mic's just when you have the input too hot. For some reason, like there's something wrong with the mic where it's clipping below where it should be. It should clip at 0 and it's clipping at like -15 because like there's something up with the mic preamp or some shit, but whatever, it works. And you can tell when it's clipping, you'll be able to see there'll be square waves kind of at the top of a waveform, and that means you basically like lost data. All right, that's fine. That's our place brick sound. We'll just do some cool shit with it, I guess, to make it sound good. Yeah. It's actually amazing like how many sounds, like with Foley work, you usually like you use objects and you hit things like here's a can. Like that's how you usually do it, but a lot of it actually is just done with like your mouth. With enough processing, you can kind of make almost anything. I actually have a hilarious story about that. I don't know if I should tell it on Twitch, but basically my buddy proved you can make a snare drum out of anything by, I'm not even gonna say it, but basically involved his genitals and just hitting them on things, and then made like a wicked snare pack, like of snare drums that people actually use in songs. He just he proved with enough compression and any transient sound, you can make something sound like a snare drum. Like it'll have impact and everything. So he just compressed the crap out of it and then and just gave it away as a sample pack, and people had no idea it was just him slapping his genitals and stuff. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool stuff to know. Okay, so let's see, what can we do with this? I do want to try this strange thing to see what it does. Apparently it does nothing. It might not, like this, this probably doesn't have enough note for this to actually figure out like what the note is and do anything with it. One thing we could do, the typical things that you use for sound design are going to be EQ and compression. And like that's your bread and butter for pretty much everything. So, you know, I don't want to have, you know, maybe you don't want it to be as like bright. You can just do that. It's more subtle. Now it's not. And then compression is going to be the other thing where basically almost every sound, compression removes the dynamics of the sound. It's hard to explain exactly what it does. Basically, if you have a threshold, like, I'll just use this as an example. Like imagine like this is how you set a threshold of a compressor. This isn't actually how you do it. This is a visual example I'm just doing. This actually just changes the volume of the item. So you if you have a compressor, you would set a threshold that looks like this. Like you're going like, okay, any sound that goes above this line, I want its volume to be reduced by like half. And that's what the ratio is in a compressor. I can kind of show you that actually. It's hard to do visual examples of compression kind of a little bit. Depends on, if you have the right plugins, you can kind of do it. So here's the threshold, like this equates to like visually this. Like I'm setting this line at a certain level. And then you set the ratio, and like that's how much you want it to be reduced when it goes over that level, how much you want the sound to be reduced in volume by. And you use this to, like if you had a gunshot in a video game and you didn't compress it, it would sound like a gunshot in real life, where it's like startlingly loud, and it would be so uncomfortable and so loud, just like it is in real life. So they compress it so you can kind of hear the sound of the shot of the gun being shot, but it's not like blowing your eardrums out. So yeah, you level out like vocals and all sorts of things when you're using compression. Compression is everywhere. You also see the term a limiter, like real limit. A limiter is a compressor with the ratio set to infinity. So this is now a limiter. It's the same thing. It's a brick wall. It would be like, okay, and it's used a lot in modern mixing and stuff to make things like extremely loud, and it's just used all over the place. You'd be like, you cannot be louder than that. You are absolutely going to be crushed to that. And if we look at this, like this one actually does have a UI that lets us see what that looks like. So let me just loop this here, and we can actually see in action what it's doing to the sound. It actually shows you. So like that's the reduction in volume. So the more you set your threshold down, you can see that it affects that, how much it's reducing it by. The release is like how long till it stops reducing the volume. You'll be able to see it in the I'm gonna have to exaggerate this to make it be able to be seen. Well, the problem is you can't really see it because the sound's actually so short, but it changes like how long till it releases it. Virtually fast release always, like if you have it too slow, you can start to hear the compression, which basically always sounds bad. But anyways, something like that. You can use you can actually do like reels, like there's some like sound design is actually when you start modifying the sound. So you need something like a ring modulator or something like a pitch shifter, and then you're getting into like you're actually changing the sound with DSP, digital signal processing, right? Like it's now a different sound, right? Some of it might not be a bad idea to have a little bit of it, just so you can like. Otherwise, sometimes it might just sound like someone making the sound with their mouth. You know, like you might be like, "Hey, that's just someone doing that with their mouth." I can tell. Depends on, I guess, how much. If you do sound design yourself, you might notice that sometimes, but. So there you go. That's like how you can make a sound. I'll probably leave it. I like it kind of. What is this EQ doing? Probably something kind of like this. Just so it's almost like a kick drum actually. Like it's just I just want something that's like not displeasing to the ear, not super noticeable, but I think that's gonna be fine. Let's just try that. And now we need one for, let's just say like place brick. And like, it's hard to actually know if they fit until you actually put them in the game. And then if they don't fit, you just redo them, or you download a pack from Kenny and just do whatever. Like it's not a perfect. Cool. It's not a perfect science in any way. This stuff is like most art, you do something crappy and refine it. This is no different. You're not going to make perfect things off the bat, because you're writing without context, right? Or sorry, you're recording without context, and if you don't have context, you're just guessing at the context. But when you actually put it in, it could be different than you expected. For example, like maybe people talk over voice a lot, and like you can't have a mid-range sound like this because it's just never heard when people are talking. So like there's practical concerns as well, all sorts of things. So all right, so that's our place brick sound. We'll do actually, the ring modulator sounds a little bit too much like distortion to me, so I'm just gonna lower that a little bit, the mix of it with the sound, to make it like more kind of softer. That's probably fine. Whoops. Okay, and then we'll do delete brick sound. So I'll just do, that's my delete brick sound. Okay. Place brick. Delete brick. I'm just going to copy the processing from this one because I'll probably end up adjusting some kind of derivative processing on what's here. I don't want, I actually do want re-pitch, I think, for this one. Okay. Let's loop it and see what we can do. So we're just going to snug this up so it doesn't have a lead-in of any sort. I don't think we need to roll off treble that much on this one. All right. And pitch it down. Not sure how I feel about it's not the worst. The only issue I have with this sound is that, like, it doesn't really scream at me like it's canceling anything. This one's like fast and it's like, oh, there's something there all of a sudden. This one doesn't really speak the right language. Almost like it's not like conventionally correct. Can't remember. I'm trying to think of a word for this. What would you call this? Like, the idea of it is wrong. Like, it doesn't sound like a delete sound. If I can remember how to use pitch envelopes, we might be able to. You know what? I think we might need to do this a little different. Okay. Almost like there's sometimes when you listen to video games, like they use pitch up or pitch down to kind of like relate. Like pitch up is like something good happened. I don't know if I can do it with a sound, but actually how... Oh, I need the range of this to be... Can I... Because like 3 semitones isn't going to be enough. I need to like go up an octave. How do I change you? Come on. Can I just set it to like 12? Is that a thing? Ugh, no, it's limited. I don't know why. There we go. Range. Custom 12. I don't know if this is going to work. Also, I don't actually really... I'm just doing this for an example. I don't actually want this to increase in pitch. Sounds like Yoshi now. I just wanted to decrease in pitch. This isn't a great sound to do it. I'll just record a sound where you can actually hear what I'm talking about. Ding! Okay, here we go. So if you have like, you're getting a coin or something and you're just like, okay, well, that's a good thing to happen, so we want that to happen. You would do something like this. I don't work as a sound designer on games, otherwise I'd probably know a lot more convention, but I could work as a sound designer on games, but I do not. Ding. There you go. So probably speed that up. Ding. And we need that. I don't know why the default position or like the default range of it is so low. Also, I don't remember how I actually... There it is. Okay, this is 24. There you go. Like, good thing happened. Bad thing happened. Oops. That's a good delete sound, actually. We'll just do that. It's alright, I guess. Is that a little long? I guess that's probably cool. Okay, there we go. I noticed that there's a click. I have no idea why. Alright. I'd really like that to be faster. Trying to get it like get away with it being as short as possible and still having like that kind of downward pitch phenomenon kind of going on. I want to have a little impact, that's why I'm adjusting this, like so it has some kind of impact to it. But not too much. Okay, so next sound is going to be when you adjust the brick to be further or closer or further away for you where you want it to be placed. So I don't even know what I'm going to do for that. I guess we'll just use a prop. We'll use this beer can. Move brick, we'll call it, I guess. Actually, we probably need to do footsteps and stuff too, but... And some impacts for the cannonballs, which could be quite interesting. So... Look, we used a prop. So this is supposed to be quite a short sound. Almost like a ratchety kind of sound. That's actually pretty much exactly what I was looking for, because this is actually controlled by the mouse wheel, so it'll actually be like this. All right. Yeah. Is that too high pitched maybe? Try that with yeah, probably something like that. Okay, so that's move brick. And I'm not a big fan of that strange clipping going on, but not sure if that'll happen in the export or not. Or is it the end of the... Oh, it's probably the end of this one. Okay, there we go. Doesn't seem to be happening anymore. And those are our sounds. I guess we could do footsteps, which I don't know how they do them in the industry, but I can guess. Okay, what sounds like a footstep? There you go. There's a footstep. Probably. That's me walking. Okay. You could also do... Like if you're in sand or something, like they're walking in sand, you could probably do like... That's me walking in sand. And then you would just do... You can actually apply effects directly to items as well. So you do something like this. That's a very bad sand walking sound. But, you know, can't all be winners. You had to try something else. But, I mean, you could use that. It just wouldn't be great. So, but I mean, another thing you could do is you just Google, like, how people typically do. Like, how do you do the sound of someone walking in sand? Because there's probably, like, some typical, well-known Foley ways of doing things. I know for, like, bird wings, they often, like, whip a cable around, like you take like 4 feet of cable, and if you whip it around, it sounds like the flapping of like bird wings and stuff. There's a lot of ones that people know because obviously they're done in many, many movies. So these footsteps should be pretty subtle. Also, like, I don't even know what terrain they're on. So I assume mostly in my game you're walking on kind of like grass, so they'll be like really quiet. And here's my footsteps. I think with the footsteps, I'm not going to put them in anytime soon, but I think what you probably do is you just like randomize between 5 different footsteps, and that would sound somewhat convincing. Another thing you can do is we can balance out the levels of them. Normalization normalizes the peak. You don't want to do like peak normalization on things. Like you don't want to like do this, where it just takes like the highest level sample and just puts it like to 0 dBFS. That's amateur bullshit. You don't want to do that. That doesn't even the actual perceived volume out at all. You want to do something like a RMS, like which takes sound over time, like the average sound over time. LUFS, I believe, is a newer, more sophisticated way to do that. That's like closer to how human ears hear. And then anyway, so we want to normalize each item to minus 30 LUFS, and you'll notice that now they're like the same perceived volume, or they should be, or else I'm an idiot. There we go. So that's better. I'm not an idiot. Turns out I'm some sort of genius, apparently. I don't know in video games if they typically balance the audio levels in this project, or if they set the volume in game. Setting the volume in game would be smarter, technically, for audio fidelity. It wouldn't really matter much, but it would be the better way to do it. You'd export... this one sounds different, so I'm getting rid of that one. There you go, there's my footsteps. Footsteps. Another thing you could do that would be smarter that I should have done is just take a shoe in the floor, but I'm too lazy to do that. For this test, footsteps, cannon impact could be interesting. I'll probably actually use some sound effects to find on the internet. Like that one's a little tough for me to figure out what I could do here to make it. That one would probably involve some serious sound design. Let me see, what do I got? We'll try it. We'll see what we got. I might be able to just do it with sound design. Although I don't really know what a cannon impact sounds like exactly, but I'm going to imagine that we can do something. We'll just do some experiments. Oops, forgot to arm the track to record. Obviously, you need to actually record things to record things. Okay, so I'm going to guess a cannon impact is essentially a low-pitched typical impact sound. Like, it's just lower pitch because it's typically larger. So we'll see if... Oh, look, I clipped the shit out of the microphone. It sounds fine. I'm lazy. I don't really hear the degradation, so I'll just go with it, I guess. Probably because the sound is kind of close to just pure noise at that beginning part anyway. I don't know. We can just pitch it down and see what happens. Okay, it was pretty high pitched to begin with, so we're going to have to do more than that. I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to pitch this down. It seems to not actually like to pitch it down. Let me try some things here. Okay. Because we need it to be much lower than that. Guess it depends on exactly what you want it to sound like, because I don't know, like, I guess it's hitting, like, grass or a brick. Tricky. How am I going to get it to have impact? I kind of like that sound, but like it doesn't sound like a cannibal hitting something. Okay. Maybe we can compress the crap out of it to have more impact and stuff like that, and maybe it'll sound more cannon-y. See, the pitch shifting seems to give it a strange quality that isn't very like impacty. I might need like a lower pitch to begin with, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of funny sounding. See, like that's one element of it, but it needs to have kind of like a thwack too. Maybe I need 2 pitch shifters. The other thing I don't like about this, like, is the pitch shifters are like delaying it. I should probably actually split this across tracks. Like they're not really lined up. They seem to kind of like stretch it out. You might just have to like pitch shift it and print it and then line it up manually. I'll just show you that. So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to take these tracks and then make them bus to this track. So they're like this, like a folder track that now processes both of these. So we'll make one of these like -12. We'll make one of them -24. Actually, maybe just -6 and 12. Just -6. And this is just pitching them down. So typically, you can print them. You would just go like render items as new take, and you can actually see like what it looks like now, and then you would line them up to get them to be like more accurate. Because you can see like it moved it way over there. So now we can actually, also you can see the phase is incorrect. They're oppositely phased now. So you can reverse the phase if there is usually a button for it. There it is. There's a phase button. So you have to line the phase up as well. If you don't line the phase up, they'll kind of cancel out a bit, especially with lower frequency sounds. What track are you? Yeah, you are track 6. You hear the difference there? It has a lot more impact with the phase reverse, so they actually are aligned in phase. This is not perfectly going to align in phase because it's not the same sound, but you can kind of just flip phase and see which sounds better a lot of the time. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so we'll just say this sound starts here. It's weird how like, why does it sound different? That's freaking me out. Let's get rid of re-pitch and stuff here too. Strange. I guess 3 and 6 is not much to pitch them down. Try some other weird stuff. Loudness war winner. Nope, not that one. Add drive to it and pitch it down. I just don't get why it sounds so different, like, and then when it goes around, it's like, why is that? Freaks me out. Oops. We could have a weird, it's almost like an 8-bit sound. Quite strange. Those are terrible sounding cannon impact. I could waste a lot of time on this. Probably the easiest thing to do would just be to like actually go get the sound of a cannon hitting something on the internet, and then base your sound around that. Probably not the right source material to be working with for. I mean, you could layer it up. I need like a lower pitch sound. Because it's weird for a cannon to just like fly. Well, I guess the cannon's not actually smashing through anything though, really, in this game. And yeah, well, we'll leave for now. We'll just use that as a placeholder, and then we'll just figure it out later. So we are, we're good to go for sounds, apparently. That footstep's a little bit too... Alright, cool. You know, that'll work for now. Replace them later with Kenny sounds or something if we want, but it's cool to just kind of know how to make sounds if you need to. There's a ton of plugins you can get to manipulate sounds quite differently than this, and like to kind of really do a lot of sound design kind of stuff. So if you're really doing a lot of sound design, I imagine you'd have a lot of crazy plugins that do all sorts of weird things. Yep, so next up, what we will do is we will turn these into regions. Okay, so this is just going to be place brick. Let's do lowercase like this. Place brick. Oh god, what have I done? Delete brick. I'm struggling to select these for some reason. Shift R makes regions, so hold shift, double click it, then shift R. Move brick, and footsteps will be interesting because you'll have to do like footstep. Actually, there's probably a faster way to do this. Make the regions, and then definitely does not sound like a cannon. There should be a region manager. Region marker manager. What? Where's the... There's region manager. Alright, so it can be faster just to name things here. Step 01. So 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. And then cannon impact, if you can call it that. Is cannon 2? I think it's 2. Cannon impact. Okay, so those are your regions. You can export regions. You can export just your regions by going like this, sounds, file name. Oh god, what have I done? Hang on, let me redo that. Sounds, file name, wildcards, where's regions? Region name? It should give you an example of the name. Oh, there it is, region. So it does give you an example so you know if you're exporting it correctly. These should be probably waves or whatever, I'll just use MP3s, I don't really care. Yeah, I guess it should be waves. Not because of the quality thing, but just because like the speed of the CPU usage to decode an MP3 constantly versus a wave which it can just play. I don't know if it's, I would doubt it will really matter, but just in case, I guess. I'm just doing 16-bit mono because you don't need the second channel because they're all centered sounds unless you're actually doing stereo sounds, but I don't have any. Is there dither? Yeah, dither it. If you're going from 24 to 16-bit, you want to dither. It's probably not going to be audible in this case, but you always want to do that just because otherwise you're technically losing quality on your export if you don't do that, if you're switching from 24-bit to 16. Okay, there. So if I didn't mess that up, we should have all of our sounds in... Sounds. Hey, wait a minute. How dare you? I do not know why it... Do I have to select all the regions? Oh, region rate. Yeah. I think you don't have to do anything more than this. I think... this has changed since I last used this, so I'm not 100% sure on how you do this anymore. But... Oh. Yeah, that's probably what happened, is the... selected regions isn't... I bet it selects all of them by default if you don't have one selected, so this will probably work. Or you can just go to the region manager, I believe, select random ones, so now it should do them all. But we'll see. Or do I still suck? I literally have a tutorial video on how to do this on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, which is really funny. I could just literally go watch my own video right now on how to do this. There we go, maybe? Is that gonna do it? Why does it have no render to? That seems confusing to me. Wait, it should say render like 5 files if it's going to work, right? What do you mean one region? What is the render list? You have to do this now? That seems stupid. Wait. Oh god. So basically, this should be simple, but I'm making it look hard. But there is nothing. There's nothing hard about what this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I am doing something wrong. Unless they changed it so you had to like actually make some kind of. Select all regions for render. Oh, what? Now it says render 9 files. What the fuck? Did I accidentally have one added to a render list or something? Who knows? Anyway, it's working now. There you go. Everything's rendered. No idea why. No idea why it wasn't before. So sometimes you just have to do random crap and then eventually things work, I guess. I don't know. So I guess we can open Godot now and actually do things on our game. Seems like a good idea. So which one's which? I'm going to delete the... I don't really need that one. That was the one I was doing the experiment of... I'll just open this and it'll complain that it's not there, and then we can remove it. Okay, there we go. So this one should work. Let's see if this game works. Can we join it? Wait, why are there... Oh, there's 3 of them now. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, where are we? There we are. Is the 3rd guy going here? Oh, here's the 3rd guy. Place bricks, and you can see them being placed. Okay. And these bricks are actually physics objects. You'll see that it actually moves me around. Oh, there we go. So, these I need to make bigger. I need to make it so they can't be placed over each other. See, I also got my banging track in here now. So, alright, let's just try and, what's the first thing we should do here? Well, the first thing I should probably do is make these bigger and make it so you can actually raycast them in the air. Or like, if right now it has to hit something and then it puts it where the intersection is of the raycast, which is like a line vector through space. I need it to place the brick, even if you don't hit anything. It can just so you can just place them in the air as well, and then jump, because it's gonna be basically a platformer where things are shooting at you, and yeah, that's the game. So it's not the most complex game. Also, I really want to get rid of this environment. This environment is kind of like, I was importing from Blender, but I really don't think I need to do that. Because I think I can just, actually I should try that right now. CSG box, can I texture these? Are these texturable? Because if these are, I can just make the whole damn game out of these and just texture it right in here. Because I'm not planning to do anything crazy. Like, the platforms are... Oh, does it actually have to be a box? Is there a different one for a cube? Or like a rectangle? Cylinder, mesh, polygon. By box, do they mean actual square, or can I actually change the geometry so it's not... Custom AABB, that's just the bounding box? That's its position. Oh, okay, it looks like you can. There we go. Okay, you can. Is there any other better way to scale that than this? Okay, I guess this is the thing. This is how we do it. It's fine with me, I guess. And we'll just okay. So I just want to make a bunch of platforms, and that will be my, instead of using this environment like this, we'll just do it like this. Can I rotate it? Can I scale it? I cannot scale it? Godot, you're so confusing. Why is that not affecting the scale? Oh, size is right at the top. I missed it. All right, there we go. So size is there. This affects the size. This should be scaled. Those ones should be scaled, I believe, but now that we have the size, it's fine. It's good. Position, we can reset to 0, I hope. And if this should be pretty easy to edit if we can do this. I don't know if I can texture this. And if I can't texture it, then that is going to suck quite badly, because that means I'll have to do it in Blender and then re-import. I need this to probably have a collider. Collision shape 3D? Static one? Static body 3D. That seems good. It's complaining. Collision shape. Okay. Don't know why I have to do that, but we'll do it. Godot demands it, so we will do it. Oh my god. It's so angry. Why is it? Why can't I just do it with the other one? Oh my god, this is so weird. What do I have to do? How do I make you work? Okay, so size is right here, so I can just do the same thing. I could just copy the size from the box, I guess. It seems weird to me that I have to do this, but there's probably a way you don't have to do this, because this is basically nonsense. Recreating the exact geometry, like I should just be able to use the geometry from it. Static body 3D. So it could be a child of this. And this one wants to be, okay, we can do this. Static body 3D. Like, I have no idea why you need to do this nesting. Like, this isn't, I don't know. Let's see if this even works. Can I move on it? Okay, good. I can move on it. It's not very big though. As for texturing it, I have no idea. Let's make this like 20. 20. It's gonna be hard for me to remember this. So shape, can I not like... I can't just like select that box? Guess not. Whatever, it'll work. In theory. Okay, there we go, got a big box. And I can place things on it. so everyone's happy. If I can't texture it though, then I'm screwed, but if I can texture it, then I'm good. So it's probably got a material thing somewhere here. Material. New. I have no idea what an ORM material is. Standard material? What are you? I can give you a texture, but how do I map the texture? Canvas texture? What? Texture. Interesting. Can I just do texture 2D here? New texture 2D already. Okay. Do I select the texture now? We will make the texture my face. Hey Cap, what's going on? Inspector? Damn, yeah. I need help. Hang on, I'm gonna make all the textures my face. There we go. Okay, let's make the texture my face now and see if that works. I wonder if the textures have to be square. It may complain. What? Where am I? What directory is this? Oh, this is definitely not what I wanted. So this texture doesn't seem to work. How do I just load a texture? Load. There I am. Hey, look. Okay, so there's me. We're gonna start the game, and every single island is going to be me. So this is exactly what I wanted. How do I don't know how I apply certain textures to certain faces is the issue here. And it wouldn't surprise me if you can't do that here. Because that's kind of not something you would typically do in inside the game engine. You would usually make your assets outside and then import them in. Using Blender or something that's actually more specialized, but I really don't want to do that because it'd be much easier if I can just do it here. I mean, there's dumb hacks I could do. I could just make a box that's slightly bigger with the side texture on it. And I actually might end up doing that because like it is a hack, but it would just be so much easier. Or making this box out of planes instead of an actual box, just make it planes, and then just build the cube. I wonder if I can build a script that builds the cube for the islands to jump from, and then we'll just use something like, we'll go to Kenny, and yeah, Kenny's got good textures. Like, this is good stuff for free stuff. Kenny, you pull. Kenny game. There it is. Yeah, like we'll just use like these platformer assets, these textures here, because they got. Oh, those are cool. Actually, I could just make that the theme of my game. Just these, like everyone loves prototype textures. We'll just use prototype textures because they're fun. Will people complain if we do that? Cap or prototype textures good? Should we just do that, or should I actually make it look like? Where is it? I found it earlier. Platformer art. Nah, there's a different one. How am I not able to find this now? Yeah, like I could just do this. Like I could use these type ones. There was another pack that was better than that though. Or I could just like this is missing the top one. I found one earlier that had like I do like the look of these sweet like hill things, Mario style. We could just put them in the background. Okay, something like this. Because we had that. It has the tops, I think. Does it? I mean, I could just make the tops the color of the texture. It wouldn't be a big deal, but it'd be nicer if I guess if they had some texture. And I did see a pack that had it, like had the top square textures. Look, they got some weird background stuff. Can you UV map in Godot? Let me check. Because if you can, if they have a UV mapper in Godot, like where you can adjust how the textures applied to the object, that would be super sweet. And then I can just literally use that one texture and just map onto it. Procedural UV mapping, animated. Can I? Oh, adjusting UVs.
So to adjust our UVs, we're going to split this texture coordinate apart.
No.
So we'll add a vector
No.
decompose, and then
No.
after
God,
that,
no.
we're going to add a multiply.
No.
We're going to make two of these, one for X and one for Y.
Like, it's cool you can do
We
all
don't
this
need
stuff,
Z.
but like,
we're going to make a scalar
this is a
uniform, plug
nightmare
this one
for
into the
how
top,
simple what I want to do
plug X
is.
into the top,
Like, this
copy
will
the
solve
scalar
it, but I
uniform,
don't want to
plug
build
this one into the top,
stupid
and
fucking
plug Y
textures in
into
a
the
texture
bottom.
buildy thing
And
in a
we'll name
material
these real
builder.
quick.
I just want to adjust the UVs.
Tiled X and tiled Y. Now, we need to bring these back together to put them into the UV. So we're going to use a vector compose. Even though I don't think it matters,
Spatial visual
we actually
shader.
wanted a float multiply for both of these. And we'll plug all this into the albedo UV. And of course, it looks like it's broken. But if we come back over to our material, and we take a look at the tiled X and Y, they're set to 0. So if we set this back to 1 for both, you'll see that it looks correct. Now the other issue we have is this is just tiling the albedo. And the immediate solution to that is back in our visual shader, we'll just plug this network into the UVs for everything else.
Wait, maybe there's something I don't even need to do true UV mapping. Assign face to texture. I guess it'd be material, I guess. Ah, yes. Yeah. Triplanar. Okay. And scale UVs is needed. Easy uniform texture. Okay, let's try triplanar. Where is that? I have no idea where in the menu that is. Where's the mapping? Like, where is the try? Where do I? Okay, I'm gonna need to Google more of this apparently. Spatial material. World triplanar, okay. Well, this is a pain in the ass, but let's see if we can figure it out. Wait, what is the spatial material? Okay, I probably don't want to do that. Where is the... How do I make these? Fixed material, spatial material. Is there, did they remove it? Did they rename it? Is it just standard material now? It's fun making video games. Just trying to do the simplest shit, and like it's weird. Like the simple things take forever. Standard supports it. In the UV section of the spatial shader material. Damn it. Give me triplanar mapping. Triplanar, there we go. Okay, now we need to remember how to load that texture again. Okay, here's me. Oh, there we go, okay. That is cool, but, like, we can make this work, this will be fine. Does scale work properly? Yes, it does. Okay. So, we can, we'll have to build the platforms out of faces instead of a box, so we can texture each side differently. But it will work. We can build them and we can just texture them. But we will have to cut up the texture. So in here, like, if this wasn't, like, if we were in Blender or something, you could just be like, attach this texture and then just tell it, like, select this region and be like, use this part of this texture. And back in the day, video games did a lot of that to save, like, RAM. Like, instead of having a bunch of different textures, like files for everything, it would all be in one. You just select the UVs. The placement of the UVs is like where the texture's on the object. So we can, yeah. We'll have to manually just like grab this part of it and put it in a new file, and that'll be like the side part. And then we'll have to like grab the top part. We'll have to make a few actual separate textures for it, which is fine. Not the fastest, but should be okay. I'm trying to think of if there's any way to like make it quicker to build this. I wonder if we could have some levels that are like ice where you slide around more so it's harder. I wonder if we should just rip Mario off completely and have like these like blocks that just like give you power-ups and stuff too. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, they do have the top parts, but not for the green one? Or is that the green one? Looks like a different green. What format is this in? I don't want to give you money until you give me the goods, sir. Boop. 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 Oh, nice. It's already broken up. That makes it easy. Normally this would be not what I want, but in this case it actually is what I want. Okay, base pack, tiles. Okay. Grass. What is grass left? Grass right. I wonder if I should just do this in Blender and import it in. Should we? Well, let's just test that. Let's just test doing it in Blender. Let's see how much faster it is. Okay, so I'm not great at Blender anymore. I haven't used it in forever. Where's our project? Okay, material. One thing I want to know is like, okay, if I select, is that faces? No, that's like union, isn't it? Faces. I select U2, and I create, say, a new material, of which I do not know the button. I guess I'll just duplicate this, and we'll make it blue. And then we'll just assign, can I assign just faces? Is it gonna, there definitely is a way to do this. Oh my god. Blender I maintain has one of the worst UIs of any piece of software ever. Okay, there you go. Okay, you can assign multiple materials to different faces. Yeah, let me move these materials into the game project, and I like the idea of making the levels in Godot more because there's less context switching between like it'd be faster probably because you're not like switching between the different software so much and saving and reloading. But just go new folder, textures, throw it in here. Then we'll just do this. There we go. Candy expansion. That sounds wonderful. Oh, cake. We're gonna have cake levels. It's amazing. All right. And I mean, if you were faster at Blender than I am, because I haven't used it in forever, this wouldn't take you long at all to probably. Like this isn't going to be one of the things that takes the longest anyway. Okay, now let me remember how you edit things in Blender. Am I in edit mode? What am I even doing? Okay. How do I select edge loops? I don't know, but luckily there's only 4. Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, there we go. 1, 2, no. Minus 2. Actually don't really want any of this. I just want a flat. Can't remember what the button is to do like a select a bunch of things. There we go. There is always a command that combines the faces to make a new, or that combines edges to make a new face, but I don't know what it is. Like where is it? Like fill this face. Insert faces. Fill. There we go. Okay. Now we'll make, I know specifically of all the things I love about Blender, like the materials selection is one of the things I load the most. I always end up like replacing materials with stuff I don't want to and like losing them, and I just have no idea how like, this menu works. So base color should probably just be white, but I don't think it's gonna matter because I think we switched the. What kind of texture is this? Where do I just like load things? Is base color albedo? Is that what that is? I guess that's probably just albedo with a different name. I love that I don't know how to load textures. Really enjoying that. Really liking that. I don't know how to load textures. I'm going to Google it now. Also probably have to figure out the triplanar mapping crap again, potentially.
To import texture, you can go to Materials Tools, click on this icon.
Tell me what I need
Use
to know.
texture, click
Oh,
text
there we go.
color, click image texture.
Ah, I just missed it. My eyeballs don't work. Okay. Image texture. Open. Textures. Base pack. Tiles. Those. Okay, thank God. I was like, if there's no preview, that's going to be somewhat annoying. Okay, so this one, because it doesn't have the rounded edges, because we don't want the rounded edges. And I don't know what's going to happen when we apply this here, but we'll find out. So I'm going to save this. Okay, let's apply these. And now we need to preview our textures. Okay, yeah, perfect. Looks like shit. Nope. I'm not sure what these are. Box. Cubic box. Can I scale it? Do I have to? I'm trying to avoid getting into the UV mapping. If I can just like scale it. And I should be able to do that. Like there should be any pretty easy way to map this. Volume. How do I determine the size of the texture? I don't understand you, Blender. You're so crazy.
Grabbed a little fingers popping up.
Okay, well, I don't want to do that. There we go.
At color.jpg picture tab with. Now, we've actually gone ahead and skipped a step because we've added an image texture onto the cube and get rid of this one in a minute. But first, I'm actually going to show you what it looks like. If I didn't have one here in Blender, see is take this.
Don't make me UV map
I can
this.
make the UV map bigger and smaller.
Don't make me do it. Where are those options? Where are these? Cube, and looks like there's like a little UV map menu or something. It might be struggling because this isn't actually a box. If I did a box, it actually might have mapped correctly. Let me see if I can figure out how to add a box in Blender. Cube. Hey, progress. Okay. Oops, I added it to the... Here, I'm just going to make a new collection here. Cube. Or am I not? What the fuck am I? What? Delete. Our new level is a cube. Am I crazy? I just can't find cube anymore. There it is. All right. Okay, so the cube actually has UV maps already. That probably... Fuck, did I just delete that texture? No, I didn't, thank God. All right, so we have an actual cube. The cube now has some settings. I don't know what face maps are, but they sound like they might be handy. Okay, I'm just gonna see what he does, I guess, with this vertex map in this video.
You might actually notice that the UV map... Now, we can't see them right now for this cube, even though we have the cube selected, because we can only see them when we're in edit mode. So with my cube selected, I'm gonna press tab. I'm now in edit mode of this mesh object.
How did he get this UV?
And you can see here, if I scroll down, click and drag down this time to split this editor into two up and down, I'm going to change the top editor into what's called a UV editor. The UV editor is...
Okay, all I saw is Shift F10, so let's just go for that. Yay. Oh. Damn it. No. If you hit Shift F10, it goes into it, but it doesn't come back out of it. There we go. What the fuck is this? Go away. I hate you so much, Blender. I wish you some sort of swift death. He did say that it should show up, but he might have been lying to us. Okay, we are in edit mode. We do have them selected. We are in... What?
So I'm going to put my mouse up here in the top right corner. And I'm going to change the top editor into what's called a... And I can scroll with my mouse to zoom in and out. I'll make that a little bit taller. A UV map is how you lay out faces. We can't see them right now for this cube, even though we have the cube selected, because we can only see them when we're in edit mode. So with my cube selected, I'm going to press tab. I'm now in edit mode of this mesh object, and you can see here, if I scroll down to zoom out, you can see, especially if I press the A key on my keyboard, A, of course, selects all.
Is it because this, am I missing a material being applied to it? I'm not. Because I can see the material applied to it. And I am in edit mode. Let me edit you. So much fun making video games, let me tell you. So I do need to edit this. I appear to be unable to. Do I need faces selected? Is there a way to like map it? Okay, that's not right. Okay. Okay. I'm just doing random stuff. Some of it's working. Don't know why. How do I select these things? Okay. I am not going to do it this way. This is going to be hellish. There is definitely ways I could just, if I knew more about how Blender worked, there's definitely ways you can just select these faces and then just have it like actually work properly. Like, oops, I keep clicking the wrong ones here. There's ways you can just like make this be the size of the texture. I just don't know what they are. Come on, can I just... How do I just like... There, what are you now? What's the default? Usually it just defaults like every side being full size, I think, but it seems to not be doing that here. Also, I've lost my ability to select lines or faces or whatever. Oh, there it is. Come on. Blender is a harrowing experience to use. It's basically just pain. If you're good at it, it's not so bad, but it takes years to get really good at it, like every piece of software. It's kind of why it's hard doing indie game stuff, is like it's hard to be really good at various pieces of software at once. Like I'm much better at SolidWorks or Fusion 360 than I am at Blender, because I've been using them a lot more in recent years for production, manufacturing stuff, and not so much designing art stuff like in Blender. What is this camera for? See, now I don't even know how I got the... I don't even know how I got the UVs to appear in the first place now. Okay, they are here. However, they seem to me to not correlate correctly to the sides, which is concerning. Because it's like, it should be mapped to... What is a face map? It sounds promising. Hey. Why did... What? Why are you like this? What has happened? Okay, so you're there. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna watch this guy's video.
You can see I've selected all of the faces on my cube, but laid out. And this is the default UV map. We're gonna make our own in just a sec. Now, by the way, I'm using actually repeats very nicely. So
there's
you
like
won't
weird
see
controls in the UV map window. There we go, maybe. Why can't I like move anything? Why can't people who make open source software ever make a good UI? I wish I was in like 3ds Max or something. I used to use that when I was very young, but I have a feeling it would still be, the UI would be a lot more intuitive than this would be. Because like this is like, what's the number one thing you want to do in a UV mapping thing? Edit UVs, like edit the vertexes. Why can you not just click and do that? Very annoying. Move is tweak left. What does that even mean? What the? Why is there only UVs on one side? Alright, this is going to be our level then. This is our level for now, and I'll just figure that out later. We'll import our sweet new level, which I think is also really tiny. But yeah, that'll be a whole thing, I guess. There'll be an entire stream of just like figuring Blender out and then making the levels in it. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. But, you know, theoretically, as long as you, like, keep... as long as you use Blender occasionally and you don't, like, forget how it works, you'll be okay. Hey, that doesn't... Is that... No, it must match. Oh, that's concerning. It doesn't match the UV coordinates of the Blender. Yeah, like, this is weird, because like this is my understanding of how it should look too. It should look more like that with the way the UVs are placed now, because it looks like they're all just like a box on it. So yeah, that is quite confusing. Maybe the material's assigned weird or something. Maybe it's not assigned to every side. Oh my god. Blender, you suck so bad. You're so crappy. Yeah. Wait. Now you're back? Oh good, I can't move you still. Perfect. Like, what are the controls to... Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate you so much, Blender. Okay, so we're gonna move this to actually be at 0. It's weird to, like, know what you're supposed to do and then have, like, no ability to do it. It's a great feeling to be, like, completely helpless in a 3D program. Okay, should update. And we can get rid of my amazing face layer, I guess. Because well, at this point, I'm wondering if I should just do it this way and just build planes. Like, I'm pretty torn on that. It might actually just be so much easier. Theoretically, Blender would be, but like I'm a little bit concerned that because what's showing up in Blender isn't even what's showing up here. It's like what lays in store for us then. Like if that's not even working correctly, what will we just have issues with it never lining up? Like, is that just our fate now? So okay, this is starting to come back to me. You have the same controls in the UV mapper that you have in the thing. So you actually had to select things. You had to hit like G to move things around. You can't just grab things. So it's the same as in the 3D view, which is really unintuitive. But that's just how Blender rolls. Blender's great software if you figure it out and know how to use it. But as I said, like the UI on a lot of open source stuff is pretty weird. Pack islands. I know what that does, but it's not really what we want. But I'm more so concerned that nothing is quite mapping correctly here. It could be because there's a different direction to what's up. Or, no, it shouldn't be because it did move the correct way. How do I just make you full size? Can I just select one? Why are you not a face? Because why are some of the faces not faces? Like my cube is broken or something. That face works, this face works, this face does not work. But it's just a cube. Why are you fundamentally broken? Alright, let me remake the cube. Okay, here we have a cube. We're going to add a texture to it. And then we're going to UV map it. And we should... Okay, all sides of the cube are here. And that is wonderful. Like, I should just be able to reset the UVs. Like, the default should just be each side is like... cube projection. There we go. Like, the fact that that doesn't work, because they should all be the same, is so concerning to me. It's crazy. Yeah, like what? This displays it right. Blender displays it wrong. This must be like a glitch. This is super weird. And then what you would do is you would just select this guy. Wait, how do I resize? Select, transform, resize, S. Okay, so I gotta select one. Face. Select this face. S, G, S, A. I don't know why when I select here, like, I can't also, like, I can't just get that one. It's so weird. Like this seems to me like it's either like working and I'm just like not intelligent enough to understand it, or like this is bugged out like crazy and Blender's a big piece of shit. Seems unlikely, because like so many people look at this and use this all the time that it's probably me, but like this is weird. It should be very simple to just resize this, but there's no controls to do that. But for some faces there are. Like this one. Like I can do this one. That works. Why can't I do this one? Wait, did that work? Either way, like this is getting so glitchy that I don't want to entrust my game to this. And like, again, it's not updating the map correctly. This should actually be right. And we'll see here that it probably is. No? Or did I change? What? This is like one of the most confusing things that's ever happened to me in my life. I don't want to touch this anymore because this is so weird. I'll have to brush up on Blender and figure out what's going on there. For now, I guess we'll just do it in Godot. We'll just do this way. I think we can do CSG plane, right? There's gotta be a way to just do a plane. Mesh. Is mesh just a plane? It has to be a box. There's gotta be a way to just make a flat plane, right? Oh, not Blender. Godot. Dude, this is does Kenny need to? I don't think Kenny needs you to give credit or anything either. Not that it would really matter to me much. How do you make a flat CSG polygon? You make a cube and make it thin and long. Actual flat. What the fuck? Why can you not just make a plane? Like, a plane can be in a physics engine just fine, so why can't you make one? The box is just unnecessary processing. Plane. It seems to exist. Plane mesh. Primitive mesh. What are you? Okay, I guess we'll make a box, I guess. Because it seems like, okay, I guess we're just using CSG boxes. I wonder if you make a CSG box with a 0 thickness, if it is even there. Like, does it exist? Let's get rid of this guy again. CSG box. Here I am. Like that. That is the texture scale. How do I get out of the texture? Or is it this one? Or is it this one? Oh, it's because I'm searching things. Just doing weird stuff. Okay, size. Y. 0? It does seem to not be glitching out, which is interesting. I figured that'd be like a floating point issue where like it just can't render something that's right at 0. They might give it like, when you set to 0, like a very, very small thickness. But anyways, that'll work. Okay. So if it's 0 thickness box, I wonder if I can make some kind of like, can you make like a scene almost that has like some exported variables that maybe change the size of it or something? I don't know. But the collision shape now needs to be... Doesn't it need to be the same? Or is it... Static body 3D. So this has size. This has size. And the collision shape? Wait, why do both of these turn that off? Like, where is the data in this where I can... Like, I just don't understand how, Oh, it's the scale. Like, this seems like nonsense to me. Because, like, why is it different than the... Let's just try and add it again. Static body 3D. Okay, so when you add it, it takes the size, I think, of the parent. And then we go here and we go collision. Shape 3D. And then we select the... Did I do it backwards? Box shape. And it seems to conform it. Because I think that it's the exact same size as the thing, which is cool. Or not, or it's not at all. Oh, yeah, it's that cube in the middle. Yeah, so it's not the right size at all. Shape. So now we can just make this shape 2020 0. I look forward to doing that on every single thing, apparently. That'll be fun. Okay. So now we can texture the top. There's me. Texture, image texture. I have now forgot how to load it. Oh yeah, you just go load. You don't even actually do any of that stuff that I just did. Tiles. So we just need the top of the grass, which we don't have. There's no just top of the grass one. Could just take this and kind of like scale it up, but that's probably not as easy. I mean, I guess there should be like kind of some texture on it anyway. Maybe I'll just make one using like Krita. I used to have my subscription to like all the Adobe stuff, and I'm really quick with the Adobe stuff, but I didn't want to pay for it anymore. So now we're just gonna do this slow, painful way. I tried GIMP. GIMP sucks, and I switched to Krita. Krita seems okay. So we'll take one of these tiles here. Grass, mid. Open it with Krita. There we go. Krita's its hotkeys are similar to Photoshop to a degree. Let's duplicate this, which you can't do like that because it's not Photoshop. Nothing ever works the same. And okay, what is it here? Okay, this guy. Bloop. But one thing is, I actually do want this other color here. And I want another layer, and then I want to draw some little circle things. How do I make a perfect circle? There we go. Oh, why do you have feathering? Why do you have feathering? Can I select without feathering? Is that... Where's the feathering control? Or is it just because, like, this is so zoomed in that... Yeah, that's probably just because it's so zoomed in. Okay, so we'll duplicate that. Find the move tool. Oh yeah, I didn't duplicate it because I don't know the controls very well. There we go. Change the opacity down a bit. And maybe this will look like a decent grass kind of thing. We'll texture it. Grass mid, we'll save this as grass top. Okay. Alright, so now we go grass top. This is the wrong program. That's the problem. This is the right program. Load. We should have grass top in here. Grass top. There we go. Love the way that it's fine. It's a thing. When you're walking on it, it'll probably look pretty crappy, but we can fix that later. It'll be alright. We'll try a few things with that probably down the road. Can I just do... Oh, it shouldn't be parented to that. Can I get away with... Yes, maybe... Oh, Y is what we need. So Y is now what, 1? Okay. Now for this one, we will texture it as not this texture. Is this button just, does that just load a new one? No? Oh God, no, 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 no. Wait a minute. Why are you related? Why is it? Oh, local to scene or whatever the hell that thing is. Where is local to scene? Come on. I think local to scene's like necessary for it to not. Oh my God. Wait. What? Do I just... This is some kind of sick joke. I can't change the texture. Wait, what? I just did. What the hell? So mysterious. Very mysterious things going on here. I don't think I want material override. I just want like material. CSG box. Material. Standard material. Albedo. Load. Then we just want the mid one. The grass mid. There it is. And then we gotta figure out how we do that triplanar thing again. Where was triplanar? Can I search it? No. It was in here somewhere. I guess we'll just go through all of these until we figure out where it is. Resource. Oh, it's in UV, isn't it? Triplanar. There we go. World triplanar. Okay, because it's not quite. It's probably. It's because I'm actually like not quite on the. This should be at the 0 though, actually. Where's the transform? Transform. Yeah, this should be at 0. That'll make it easier. Same with this one. not like that, but there we go. Okay, we have an actual platform. That's nice. Well, it's parented to the other one. And it should not be... Okay, now we'll go to the transform of this. Negative 0.5, negative 10. That should be good. Alright, so let's play our amazing game now. Wow. Also wonder how I like make this lighter. Oh, these have hilarious collision shapes on them. So I do add boxes that are the exact same size as the other ones. It'd be nice to know, like someone who's good at Godot, because they would probably know much faster ways to do all this stuff. Because it's almost certainly not right. Can you not just select the mesh? That'd be weird if you could like select its own parent, but... Wait, 21001. 21. It's not going to be that because it's not parented. It's parented to the other one. Well, this is going to be super annoying. I guess I just won't make them, I just won't make them have colliders for now. So it's faster to do this. It's fixed. I wonder if there's a dirt, like one that I could, like copy this down and... Is there just like a dirt one? I'm starting to think like no matter how I do this, it's going to take forever because like Blender wasn't really working, and this is also going to take a very long time to do texturing like this. Brick wall. Grass center. They shouldn't round the icons for the asset packs because like you can't even tell the difference between the one that has the rounded corners and the one that doesn't. Shouldn't that be triplanar? Yeah. So we can and we should just be able to do this. And where is our position? -5, -6, probably. There we go. So there you have a wall now. So see our wall. There it is. Wow, wall. Okay, so that'll be our level for now, I guess. Now we kind of need another one of those for where you actually end the level. Like, this is where you start. We're going to try and get to somewhere over here. And then we're going to have cannons that shoot at us, trying to knock us off. And we have to use our bricks to stop the cannonballs and get across. This is probably not a real solution. I don't think anyone sane would do this. Like, this will take too long to make levels. There needs to be a better solution than this. Probably Blender is going to be the way to go. Except I will have to get it actually working correctly. Not sure what that's going to look like. But yeah, this light is too dark. Energy. Whoa, look at the fancy bloom. Whoa. How's that? Is it actually reflected in the game? Feels like anywhere near that bright in the game. Why does this not represent the game? Like, why is it so different? Bake mode. Not sure. Not sure. Many questions. Many questions. Shadows are good. We want shadows. Can I see my own shadow? Yep, I can. Alright, let's make these bigger and then make it so that you can shoot them a certain distance. Like if you don't hit the raycast, have it just place it a certain distance from you. Let's try that. Doop, 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 doop. What am I even clicking? Okay, so player. It is actually raycast impact, and we want this to be much bigger. So this should be like 1, 1, 1. And we can actually texture this with our we can probably give it a box texture or something. Not sure exactly what it should be. Love that. It's probably 4, I guess. Whoop. No. Or is it half of 1? I am very confused. Plunk. I guess we'll just leave it all screwed up for now. I don't know if we can actually fix that without creating it out of planes or something, which we could do later. Or really create it with the weird 6 side way, the really dumb way. Going to reset that texture because I don't know why it was all weird. Like that. It was kind of pink. It must have had some transparency or something on it. Actually, if I make it a brick, I can be really lazy and it won't even matter because won't have any direction anyway. There we go. Now it looks like almost like we. Oh, was that rounded? Damn it! I can't do rounded. It wasn't rounded. Why does it not line up right? need to adjust that. We need to adjust that and that. This is promising, promising. Here we have a box that is kind of wrong. I can go fix that texture later or something, I guess. I have no idea why it doesn't. Oh, why are you like this? Why are you so gross? Who's making crazy textures like this? And how come I can't? What? Let me load something. Okay, let's see if we have another one that doesn't do that. Just something that's just like a flat texture. I don't think we do. I might just have to modify this one later, so that it's just like not a weird highlight on the top. Okay, so we should be able to place this now. It does place them. So one thing I'm gonna have to do is, wait, why is it not? I think the raycast should hit the boxes. Oh, I know why. The collision shape's wrong. Yeah, yep. 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay. Again. There we go. I also need a way to delete these boxes. I'm not sure if it'll have like a max number of boxes you can place. Probably. Like you probably can only have like 3 at a time, so you have to work with your team to like try and get across and not get hit by the cannons that are shooting you. There's gonna be 2 different game modes, I think. There's gonna be like a cutthroat game mode where you're racing to be the first to get across, and then you just respawn when you drop. And then there'll be a co-op mode where it's the first person to get across, and it's like timed basically. It's like if you get across in X time, you're like gold, metal, silver, bronze. And I think there'll be a super co-op mode where you have to get across at the fastest time you can, but no one can die on your team. So that'll probably be the 3 game modes that I probably throw in there. So let's just get it casting now. For when it doesn't, when the raycast fails, we'll just cast, I guess, a box anyway where you were looking. I guess that's what we'll do. Oh, you're certified. Yeah, base building would take forever to add. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Can you build a base? Can you build a base out of these bricks? The idea being, like, you would build, like, a tunnel of some sort, almost. Like, you need people, like, if the cannons are shooting at you from over there, you need someone to place some bricks so it doesn't hit you off. So you're almost like building a road across, keeping the gameplay mechanics simple. Base building would take probably months to build, maybe even years, because there'd be a lot probably to it. I mean, it depends how sophisticated you're getting into it, but we'll see. Okay, I can't remember how this works because I reprogrammed the whole thing and it had not work, so it was different last time I was working on it. Okay, so place cube. Place cube. Get collision point. So else, how do I get player raycast? Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. get. I need like its vector or something like that. Global position. Get world 3D? Get parent node 3D. Get world 3D. What do you guys do? World 3D resource this node 3D is registered to. No. I just want to get like where it ends. Like where's the end of the raycast. I'll just ask ChatGPT, maybe it'll be faster. It might know. It'll be much quicker than me figuring it out. If I can do that. Well, create the box at the end, at X meters, I guess would be better. Into the ray. Because then it can be, in theory, I'd like to be adjustable. I don't know if I'll get around to that because that's like a bit of work. Like it shouldn't be that much, but it could be. Let's just ask ChatGPT. How do I do that? Because I'd like it so their mouse wheel controls like how far close the boxes spawn to you. Though it might be interesting as well if you can't do that. If you're forced to have it a certain distance, might make it interesting. All right, let's see how good this thing is. How good is the AI at doing stuff? Let's find out. Replace me as a programmer AI. Yeah, right. Not even anywhere near that happening. It's getting closer, but it'll take still decades probably before programmers actually get replaced by AI if it continues getting good. Why is this angry? What have you? X. Wait. Times X. Oh yeah, look at this AI and its amazing skills just creating random crap that doesn't exist. So good. The coolest thing is when you get AI to program stuff for you, the bugs are like the code always looks normal, so the bugs are super hard to figure out. Like if it works but has a logical bug in it, like you'll find it difficult to figure it out because like it looks right. Like when you read through it, you're like, this code's fine, but then it's like something really bizarre. Oh, did it add that const before? Oh, it did. Yeah. No, it's me being an idiot. The AI is better than me. The AI is far superior to me. I was wrong. I apologize to our AI overlords. That would have taken me a long time to figure out. Global transform basis Z normalized. For direction plus X. X is the constant distance of meters you want to place a cube at. So that would be attached to mouse wheel, basically. But the problem is you also need now a preview of where the box is going to go. I guess that's not a problem. You just need to copy the box with like low opacity or something like that. And then, yeah, I'll figure that out. I don't know if I'll do that on stream or not, because that would take some... It is firing it, but it's backwards. So the Z is probably the opposite of, wait. Is it negative that? Negative? Let's try that. Could be. Okay, let's do this thing. I gotta get rid of this giant nose things that I can't see past, because it's like quite hard to actually play the game with this giant direction marker here. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's still really annoying. I'm just going to figure out what that is and turn it off for now. Very good. Now I can actually play it. Okay, that jump is crazy. I'm gonna have to fix that. Player's a little bit insane on their jumping ability. Jump velocity 5.0. So it needs to be a float probably. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's weird. It's too low. Try 7.5. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. There's no coyote time or anything. Coyote time is when you get a little bit of leeway when you run off the edge to still jump. And it makes video games feel a lot better. And I have none of it. So the control of this game feels fucking terrible. You also had to jump before you go off. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Gotta write a note to myself to add some forgiveness on that. Or I guess a really strange way to do it. Actually, I'll just do it this way, which would be super easy. Actually, no, Coyote, like, actually programming is better, because otherwise you'd only have, like, I can make it so the collision box in this is a little wider to be more forgiving, but then the level still won't be, right? So the proper way to do it is to program proper Coyote time in, and then you're good. But I have no idea how to do that, of course, but I will have to look into that. I just know it should have it. So that's cool. And I guess we can... I guess we'll just leave it fixed for now. I also want the ability to delete... I'll add the ability to delete a cube too. Place cube. The other thing is, like, you're gonna be able to remove everyone's cubes, because I'm way too lazy to make it actually figure out which cubes are yours. So that's part of the game now. Remove cube. Add object. Oh, remove object. That's funny, because I don't think I have the ability to do that. Remove object. Huh. Okay. This is more of that nonsense I was talking about, of like when you program with this super weird way where the scripts are all over everything. The communication of the white space between every component is strange to deal with. So with this, like, remove object, if everything was in one script or whatever, it'd probably be pretty easy. Just assign an ID. But with this, I'll have to probably put a script on the actual instance itself generating a UUID, maybe? I have no idea. Each one will need an identifying marker. It'll need a UUID. It'll need a function that returns the UUID, like the universal identifier. The UUID will have to get created and put, like a random one can be put in the dictionary. And then this remove object thing would just get that from whatever it collides with, and then just be like, hey, remove this one. So the problem with this is, how do you create a UUID? Come on, ChatGPT, do my work for me. For the objects, is there a built-in UUID? Randi. Oh yeah, Randi. I'm not sure if this will mess up my other scripts. Also, I should probably actually do some sort of version control for when I break this inevitably. Like if I break the game right now, I have zero way of like recovering it if I can never figure out what I did wrong. But who cares? Let's just wing it anyway. Add object. So we need that UID, which man, this is so like I'm so used to programming Rust, and like just seeing like accessors like that is just like begging for pain, basically. If you have any error with I or anything like that, like there's no safety here, it'll just crash right out of the game, which is cool. It's fun. It's a fun thing. Wait, what is it complaining about? Oh look, it's already doing it. Index P line. What the fuck is it talking about? Generate UID is not like a thing. Okay. Not found in base self. Oh, I see. They've created an amazing function for this. Okay. Wow, it looks so efficient. I wonder how fast, like how, well, I guess it only runs occasionally, so it'll be fine. It's not like running every frame or anything. Otherwise, performance of that would be concerning. Because it's just doing a bunch of like string manipulation in string domain, I think. Pretty crazy. Ready randomize? Why does it need to do this? I don't care if the seed's different every time the game runs. Nice. Okay. Will this still work? Okay. So, can I just have it? I'll print the UID. Print UID. I don't actually know how to do that. Can I just do it like that? Is that how this language works? We'll see if the UIDs are actually generating. Yeah, they are. And they look sufficient. The odds of a collision there seems quite low. Not sure why it does the pad 0 thing, but it's fine, I guess. Some kind of logic, maybe. Okay, so now they have UIDs. We can potentially wait, does this even help me? Am I crazy? That doesn't do anything, does it? So it has the UID. That doesn't help me because the box doesn't know it's UID. I could just... That seems pretty dumb. This is a dumb way. I was like, oh, I could just take the vector and then like get the closest box and just delete that UID, but that's like really stupid. It needs to give the box. So how do I add a, like tag it with metadata almost? Like how do I tag something with metadata? When you add a child, can you just like give it metadata? Internal. What is force readable name? I could maybe name it. Find child. Well, this is quite a strange non-issue to be solving. Like I said before, like if all the script was in one parent script, like this wouldn't really be an issue. I guess you'd still need to kind of figure out how to attach the metadata to the object. But I don't know, I just feel like everything's easier when you're not battling these weird encapsulation issues that, like, for no reason, basically. Maybe ChatGPT knows. How do I set the UUID on the child object when it is added? Your object script. Okay. Set, wait. Is this a script that's just sitting on the thing? Yeah, like it makes more sense to generate the UID here and just have it pass it straight to the server, I guess. I guess, because this is... Okay, problem. I can't do UUID because it'll be different on everyone's. Will it be different on everybody's? You know what? I bet I don't even need to do this. I bet I can just be like, if whatever you collided with is an instance of this box, delete it. I bet you can just do that. But then it also needs to remove it from the collision vector, or from the object dictionary, so that's the tricky part. We could do it stupidly and just like check the vector 3s and compare for one that's very close and then delete that. It's pretty dumb, but it would probably work. This is such a, like, my brain can't even think about problems like this because all it thinks about is refactoring the code to not have to do this problem, because like this is a problem you shouldn't have. So it's just like my brain's like going to all other places except for like the solutions to this. It's been like, hey, refactor this. Make it make sense. Make it so this isn't an issue. I did not anticipate removing the cubes being quite so difficult. It's not hard to remove the cubes, I don't think. It's going to be hard to sync it to the dictionary. Is the vector 3 exact? Is the vector 3, like, what is the accuracy of that? If I, is it, can the position equal the position? Because if the position can equal the position, we'll just like use that and just be like, hey, whatever's at this position, just delete it in the object dictionary. But in the object dictionary, I believe that the vectors are stored as... Oh, it is stored. It isn't. It's in vector format, isn't it? Can I type this? Is that a thing? Is that fine? Yeah, because like if it's actually in the same format, it probably can do an equality check exactly. So I can probably just get away with doing this. Like I'll have it like be like, is this an instance of box? Delete it and send remove object. Send the position of it before you delete it, and then it'll just remove it. If you can do this, this is interesting because like floating point comparisons like this, like sometimes cannot be done. If this works, that's amazing. I assume maybe it can, because in video games you'd kind of run into vector comparisons and equality checks quite a lot. So maybe they've just kind of like made it so it works, even though it's somewhat interesting to do that, because it's like you're comparing floating points and technically like they shouldn't be equal because of the rounding errors. But I guess depending on the accuracy of it and how they've handled it, maybe it's totally fine to do that, which is cool. So now we need to do it so it gets the... Okay, so there we go. I guess that's all you need is just like remove object, remove child. Is that a thing? Yeah, remove child. Okay. I don't want to instantiate. I want to like get what it collided with. So remove cube will take what does it need to know? It needs to know the vector. And it needs to know the instance to remove. Box to remove, which should be, can this be a type? What is that? Raycast impact. Is that a type? How do you do that? Can I just literally be like, yo, it's my scene? Yeah, interesting. I'll have to figure out how to do that to tell it like what it's supposed to be. So box to remove is just gonna be like that. So that should do it, because that's gonna remove it actually on everyone's screen, and that's gonna remove from the dictionary so it doesn't get created again. And I guess we'll figure out so now we need if event pressed and I think it's 2. Firing remove ray. Object colliding with get collision object. I think. Is that a thing? Please be a thing. Oh, you're not a thing, are you? Get collider. Get collision. I think we're going to have to ask ChatGPT for more help here. See if it knows. If it's colliding, remove. Remove cube. If it's an instance of ray cube thing. Remove it. Okay. ChatGPT seems somewhat good at programming Godot, which is nice. Get collider method. Like, one of the nicest about it is, like, it can help you find methods really quickly, like the ones you need to know without reading the docs, which takes a lot of time, obviously. It would take me... That I don't like. You don't need the else if. Like, it should just be if again, basically. Because it's just, like, easier to reason about. To a degree. I think, anyway. Alright, we'll just copy in what it says and see if it's any good. Okay, I'm failing at copying this. So it's just under remove ray. If player raycast is colliding. Well, this has to be nested. And then that means all of these have to be tabbed, which is going to be painful. There's probably a shortcut that I don't know about. Oh, this does the key free of the object anyway, I think, so I don't think you need that one. If, what do you mean, is box? Okay, and now we have to fix all the weird stuff that's going on. This one's probably, there we go, should be there. What the fuck is box? Get collider. Returns the first object. The ray intersects. So we need to know, like, this seems like a bunch of bullshit. I don't think that, what was global? Oh. Like, what do they mean if is box? Like, what does that even mean? Since the scenes are typically the base type extend spatial. How do I do this? How do I have a custom property? Aha, nice. I did not know you could do that. You can just set random arbitrary crap. That seems kind of like a weird anti-pattern, but we'll do it. I don't like that. Because, like, how would you ever know that exists? We'll say is player cube, I guess. Equals true. You can see how complex this would get if you had it so only players could only remove their own boxes and stuff like that. Wait. I don't understand, like, why you would have... Shouldn't just be that. I think. I don't think you need equals true in this language. Most of them you don't. It should just be fine if that's true. So global transform.origin, shouldn't it just be position? Oh wait, it's not the collision vector we want. We want the origin. Yeah, that is probably correct. Wait. graphic instance position. Okay, is position not the thing? I guess it doesn't know what it is. Because I don't know how to make it a type. I wonder if this will work. I doubt it. But maybe. Let's watch. You guys want to see a game crash or what? There we go. Hey, it lied to me. I guess we can jam some dope music while we troubleshoot this. This is such a goofy way to program stuff that it's like appalling. Programming Godot is appalling. I mean, and Unity too, and anything that does this crap, but it's like the dumbest. Wait, why do I even have to set it if it's just like in an ECS system? It's just be called like a tag basically, but I guess I can just get rid of that now. Because it always, I don't need to set it. Yeah, it's always going to be defaulted because it's a tag. I think there's actually a group thing or something in here too. You can just assign things to like groups. And I think that would make more sense. I don't know how you do it, but it's probably the same thing basically as a tag. But you just like, you get the object, you get the group, and then it's a flag. So it's doing the same thing as this is doing, but... Breakpoint. Did I insert a breakpoint somehow? Player GD line 50. Okay, apparently I inserted a breakpoint. Didn't mean to. Okay. Static body 3D. Oh, wait. Wait. I need to know if it's an instance of, wait a minute. It'll have to like traverse the tree or something to find it, like unless it's smarter in some way, unless I program this in a smarter way. It seems like a dumb solution that's coming up with. It's not the... I mean, like, you could just do get parent, but that seems weird to me. Did a lot of get parent. Because, like, technically, I guess that... Oh, I've also put it on the wrong thing. This needs its own script now. There we go, here's player cube. And then... we'll see if this works. It feels greasy, it feels wrong. So we're gonna do it. collided object, get parent, get parent. Okay. This is how you program games, isn't it? This makes complete sense. Oh, I could just put it on the script on that thing. Is collision shape the only thing that can be hit by that? They don't have to do get parent, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. All of this feels bad, so. On base window. Okay, let's try the is player keep thing on the actual objects. I'm sure there's a smarter way to solve this than what I'm doing here. But wait, I need to get... Wait a minute. No, I do need to access that. What? Maybe it's just one get parent? Maybe it, I don't know. Where is it? There it is. What? Just Oh. Yeah. Get rid of that. Let's just try one get parent, I guess. I guess this is how we program things. Maybe it's actually like this thing that it gets, the static body for some reason. Oh, I think I know what we didn't do. I think we had to do that. We had to do that call thing it said, so it's safer. What the hell is get? What in the fuck is this? I have no idea what this does. I'm not sure why like call would have multiple function names in it. That seems pretty beauty. CSG box 3D. So like that is like right. Except for the fact that oh, it's not a function. This seems really dumb. Yep. Perfect. Do I have to return it? How does this language work? I'm gonna call a function that's just gonna return true instead of setting a variable. Nope, it's not happy with that. I wish everything was strongly typed in this language so that it would just be like easy to check for the instance. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but like you'd probably have to like do a class or something on this, but I just don't know how to do it, so it's difficult for me at this time. Just setting it as a variable. Actually, if you do it, that works. Has method. Is player cube defaulting to false? What is get? Like, what is that? Expected one arguments. Weird. We'll give it the window one. Window error. I wonder what it's talking about. Weird. It's not the remove ray sucks. I also just don't understand how that's the parent. Like, why is the node 3D? Okay, so it's figured it out. Just remove cube doesn't work. Maybe because this isn't good. Yeah. The position sucks. Global transform origin. Let's see if that works. Maybe we'll have success. Okay, so So is remove. I could just. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm not calling that right. Why is that allowed to be called? It's missing a fucking argument. You can call shit missing arguments in this? That's insane. That's so dumb. Wow. That is so unsafe. Okay, what have I done? position. Box remove. Oh, I think we just want box remove dot key free. Wait. But how would it know this across every player? That seems unlikely that this is going to work. Also, don't really know how to spell Q. I don't think this is gonna work. Maybe it will? I don't think I can pass a box from one player on one player's computer. There's no way this is gonna work. It'd be cool if it did. Yeah. How does this function? There's a cat somewhere around here. My neighbor's cat that I'm cat sitting. Chilling with me. Okay. Oh, I guess we'll listen to music forever. It's like not quit this one. Okay, so what is going on here? So the likelihood of that working is, to me, not super high. I think we almost needed to like select like we might need to just in this function select whatever's close to that and then like remove it. I think that's probably the way to do it. Dang it, I confused it. What the fuck? But it shouldn't need tolerance if it can actually do a direct comparison. For child and get parent. Let's see. This is like doing for loops to do this is kind of a little crazy, but if it works, it's cool. Get position? Is that like a factory one that? Const. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell unit that's in. Yeah, some of the precision errors, but it seemed like it. It seemed like it was able to do the comparison before, or was it not? Did I just imagine that? We never actually tested it, I guess. We just kind of like assumed that maybe it could do an equality check on that. This would be interesting because you possibly could, well, depending on what this tolerance is, like, and how close it is, you should never get it deleting the wrong one, like, because you can't actually place them inside each other, because as soon as one's placed, the next one collides against it, so the center should never be that close. Is that a real thing? Has a method is equal approx. Well, that seems good. I like that. If child has method and position. What is position? Child get position. It seems like it could be a thing. Yeah, okay. Let's try this. This seems reasonable. Like it might actually work. Remove. Oh. Right, this is, I was wondering why I kept switching to the script, but it's actually showing me the error, which is kind of nice. So we need to do probably the approximate thing here as well. Remove. Remove is just not a function. Interesting. Fix it. Why are you telling me it's wrong? I know it's wrong. Like, it even, like, described the solution. It's like, just give me the code. Why are you describing this to me? What? Just do what we just did. That's crazy. I also think that the issue is going to be this remove thing. I don't think is how you remove stuff, it seems like. So that's what I was complaining about, was like this remove call there, I think. Yeah. I hear you can program in Rust with Godot somehow, and that'd be kind of cool, but... Argument 1 from vector 2. I guess that one only works on 2D crap. Well, I mean, if equal approx can do it, I prefer that, but... Why is it? What is the vector 2 it's talking about? humor it. Oh, it's not wrong. Okay, well, that's interesting. So now we need to figure out now why. Wait, found function. Position. And then I have to debug this. Remove object fired. It could be the tolerance is too low. We should have it print the object dictionary. Can it just print the whole dictionary? I have no idea. That'd be cool if it can just handle that. Wait, removing a position so it has never. This could crash it. This will probably not fire. Because I just see that anyway if this did fire. I don't think this will fire. But we'll try this to see. Object dictionary is printing. What is an object dictionary? Components. Okay, so it can't pretty print the components in it, really. It's not smart enough, I guess. Also don't know why it only has one node in it, but it's a little confusing. We can just do this. It'll just for loop it and print them all or something. Oh god. Oh god. And then at least we can see if we've removed something by just adding something in again, see if it's missing or whatever. Actually, we should just do this too. It's probably easier if we just have it in both. Fun. Added box, and we'll just do remove box. Okay. Oh, this should be. Should be in here, so if it actually does remove a box, it prints that. Actually, maybe we'll just have it do just that. Okay, so that is printing. It is adding them. Remove box. So it did remove it from the dictionary. And if it did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 7. So I think removing it is actually working, I think. And then we just had to figure out why it's not actually removing from the game, which is actually like weird because that seems like the easy part. We don't need this guy anymore here. Never said removing object at position ever, has it? So get parent, get children. This one's interesting because it's like I don't know if this is like a real call. Get translation. So I'm not certain that that's actually working or doing anything. Expected statement. Oh, yeah. We just don't need to go that far. Let's see if get. That's not even right. You need to actually run it. There we go. Let's see if get translations in the thing. Otherwise, we're not going to know which log it even is. Yeah, like I don't think that that logic's play right. Get parent. Like parent node of the current node. So that's gonna be null. Because like I don't know what it thinks it's running. Trying in the world node. Which seems not right, but it could work. It's not one of those funny problems of like the player's not really aware of the world node because of like the things I've been complaining about the whole time of like it should just be, but it's not because of this encapsulation stuff. and because it's spawned through code, and it's spawned without a reference to the world. But you would figure that there would be a function to get the most root node of the whole project, and there probably is, and maybe we'll just use that. Get the root node of the project programmatically. Get tree. There you go. Simple. There you go. Get tree, get root. Get tree, get root, get children. I don't know why I had to do get tree then get root. I guess get tree probably just gets the whole thing. Like, so you could traverse anything, and then I guess get root's like, give me the first node. Makes sense, I guess. Doing a loop like this, generally a bad idea. Traversing a tree, generally a bad idea, probably. But it'll be fine in this case, probably. I wonder if it's even working. Like, is it actually even traversing it? Print. Well, print. I am doing things. Just to see if it's even working. Like, it should at least have the... Wait. Is this the tree of everything? Or is this the tree of this thing? Because that's really annoying. Scene tree. Fuck's sake. Oh, you're so gross. Okay, get tree to get parent, maybe. Get root, get children. So weird. I think you can probably just do get tree, get parent. That'll probably do it. We'll see. Okay, solving more issues that shouldn't even be solved. If anyone sane had architected this. I cannot stop it. I guess we'll just jam the tune again for the 50,000th time. I mean, I could kill everything, but I'll just kill everything. There we go. And then we'll just reopen it. As dope as that tune is. Okay. Where are we here? Where are we? How do I open Godot? There it is. Little rascal. Okay. I should probably see if anyone's trying to tell me cool things. Oh, look. Anderson's here. Yeah, Minecraft 2.0. I wish. Yeah, down just collecting a bunch of assets. Yeah, it's like I have like $1,000 of like Unity Cinti assets, like these guys, and I never like ended up really using them. But they're really cool. I have this one, I think. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And then I just like never used it, which is sad for me. Well, I did use it slightly, but not a lot. Not enough to justify buying it. But now it's something that I just have for some reason. So this is interesting. The remote call has to get the parent. I have to get the world scene here somehow. What was the error that it gave me? I don't want to start the game again and get the error. And then have the music just keep going again. Oh god. The root node of the entire project programmatically. This shouldn't be fucking hard. Scene tree. Wait. Which is a viewport. Oh god. It's because it's not a special scene. Oh my god. So player now needs to know about world somehow. Or I could spawn the boxes under player, but that seems bizarre and it would be oriented to the player. That makes no sense. The object dictionary could remove it. That seems really stupid. That seems really dumb. Once again, solving a problem that's not really a problem in Godot. It's only a problem in Godot. There must be a way to get the world scene without hard allocating a reference to it. Or can I just do that? Maybe I can just do a hard reference to it and maybe it doesn't matter. Hilarious. Let's just try this. Are you a thing? No, you can't do that. Because it's a scene, not a node. And I can't preload it. Oh, Godot, why are you such garbage? Why are you such a garbage fire of a program? Dumpster fire. It's good if you're an idiot. Godot's great if you're a moron. But if you're a good programmer, it's a nightmare. Or I'm the idiot and Godot's really smart and I'm just not getting it. The object dictionary is, I believe, a special script that exists in no man's land that can't remove it either. Super fun. Wait, why is it still, isn't the UUID in here now? Why am I generating a UUID twice now, I think? Wait, why am I generating a UUID at all? I'm not using the UUIDs to get it anymore. So it's completely pointless. Well, I guess it might be useful, but I'll just keep it for now, I guess. Even though I don't think I use it at all. Could be useful for testing or something later on. Maybe. So the dictionary was no problem. This can't reference the world because Godot's dumpy. So I'll have to refactor it to, well, maybe not. No. Yes. Because I can't pass the object because the object's not the same object on everyone's computer because it's multiplayer. So it has to be done by position. But I could, like, this seems really stupid because getting the world would be the really easy way to just do this. And it should just have a reference to it automatically, but it doesn't. I could cast a ray to get the object and delete it that's there. Yeah, I'll just, like, maybe I can just get ChatGPT to do this. Do this functionality without traversing the node tree. There we go. Do stuff. can't because it's multiplayer. And the objects are different on everyone's computer. What's global? Oh. This seems so greasy. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's just make it hacky as shit. Yes. The greasiest of all solutions. Let's grease it up. If this works, that'll be really funny. And bizarre. The direction. Is there a cause for that? Oh god. No, literally give me a direction. How do I copy this? Oh my god. From the script you gave me. I hate how dumb it is sometimes. Give me a direction. Oh my god, why are you explaining things to me? There you go. Here's a direction. The direction shouldn't really matter. I don't think. Valid index. So that's not a real command? Is that what I'm getting at? Oh god. This should have like IntelliSense on it, and I don't see that. I don't see direction. Turn on. You must have a default of some sort. Maybe we can just use the default. Maybe it doesn't have a default. That would suck. It's after the. So it's got a. Raycast 2? There doesn't seem to be a to command either. It's just lying to me about methods that the raycast supposedly has that it does not have. Alright, there we go. I figured out a way to stop the music without restarting everything. Target position. There we go. Oh god, it's lying to me about... I just need position plus if position is a vec3, how do I set the target position to be 1 meter away? This is still the dumbest solution of all time, and probably won't even work, but we'll see. Times 1? This seems stupid. I guess it's fine to just give it a random position. That's just some random spot. And it should work, I guess. Alright, good. There we go. Just to make sure it's like big enough to actually touch the edge of the box to collide with it. Oh, it might not collide with inside faces. Like it's in the raycast thing. What is it called? Hit back faces or hit from inside. Wait, is that supposed to be on? What? Hey, what? Give me that again. Yeah, so I think we need raycast dot hit from inside. True. Oops. See what that does. These hit back faces as well, except those are like confusing because if you're doing what does this do exactly? I'm starting inside shapes. Okay, well, this is great, except for... Where does it actually... Oh, there it is. What the hell just happened to me? Oh, weird. It did work, kind of. It did something. It moved something. Collided with static body 3D. So that's actually me. Like, it removed me. Remove cube. Collided with static body 3D. Wait, what? Oh, that's the ground in the world? Oh, it needs to check that it actually is, what was all that logic we had before? Where it's like, if it has, yeah. If it has a... So it removes the ground, which is interesting. I think. So we'll have to do the check for is player keep or whatever. Let's see if it just removes the ground every time. I can rename that actually and check that and see what's going on here. Static body 3D, yeah, it's not that one. It's the world. I like the way that it doesn't really work. Can you just do this? Can you just add vectors together like that? Or is it, I think you multiply them when it's vector 3, don't you? Love it. Perfect. 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 The way that it does that. Actually, what if it's in the air? Still finds a way. It still finds a way. This is probably close. I need to probably make it draw the actual ray so I can debug it, but like this is a stupid solution that should never be done, but it probably will work. So that's kind of cool. weird. It doesn't seem to detect itself. So maybe I'm doing something weird. Wait, it shouldn't just be like raycast position. Is that a thing? Position. Okay. It's a little concerning that it only detects the collider that's like not its collider. Weird. Well, maybe we don't really know that. We'll just actually change the name real quick, just to. Oh, it is. Wait, no. What is it? What was it called? Collided with static body 3D. So rename player box or player box static body 3D. But that makes no sense because it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't just remove the. Yeah, strange. Oh, the other thing is, I think it's. Yeah, it's also, it needs to parent of the collider, not just the collider. Yeah, because that's why the ground's not disappearing. Player box. All right, so that's probably good enough for tonight. We'll figure that out later. The world's dumbest way to detect an object. Quite stupid. Probably one of the hackiest things I've ever programmed. I wouldn't recommend you do this. It wastes a lot of computation power, as well as it's probably unreliable and probably glitchy. There's basically nothing good about this. It probably won't end the world or anything, and it could be fine. It might not ever really cause any crashes, but it definitely isn't the safest thing to do and whatnot. But yeah, that's cool. Anyways, thank you for watching my absolutely incredible stream. And yeah, just keep on keeping on. Good, what is going on here? Making some sweet games. There we go. Yeah, cool. I'll be back tomorrow night, just working on this a bit more. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I think I'm gonna go eat chips or something. That sounds like a good plan. God, I love chips.